The AirPods Pro 3 have the coolest features, so let me show you the best tips and tricks that make these super pro. Okay, now there's a total of 3 ways you can control these bad boys. Stem gestures, head gestures, and there's even case gestures too. So let's start with the stem gestures. There's the single press that'll stop any music playing or start it up again. Pretty simple. But if you get a phone call, you can also do a single press to answer it.
Hello?
There's the swipe gesture too, so you just swipe up to increase the volume and swipe down to decrease the volume. And if yours isn't working, then on your iPhone, go into settings, open up your AirPods settings, then head to accessibility and make sure you've got volume swipe toggled on. And while you're in the settings, look for this new feature called Camera Remote. And set this to press once, because now when your camera's opened, you can single press the stem and take a photo. That is so cool. There's also the press and hold gesture, and by default, this turns on noise cancellation using the left stem and Siri using the right stem.
Hi there.
As for head gestures, this is so freaking cool. But first, you do have to turn them on inside your AirPod settings. So scroll down and toggle on head gestures, and you'll see you can also customize this, but I'd suggest you just leave it as is. But now, next time you get a call, you can just pick up by nodding your head.
Hello?
Or you can decline the call by shaking your head. And for the case gesture, this one's actually really hidden. You'll notice that unlike on the Pro 2s, there's no button on these new ones. But instead, there's kind of this invisible button on the front now that you can double tap while the case is open to put them in pairing mode. You can then connect your buds to basically anything that also has Bluetooth. Nice. There's actually one more secret gesture that I'll show you at the end, because this next feature is going to get your heart racing. So something brand new on the AirPods Pro 3 is their new heart rate sensor. And there's actually a few ways you can use it. The first is to just ask Siri and say, open the health app. And boom, right up there, you can see your current active heart rate that is tracked through your ears instantly. Another thing you can do in the Health app is tap on your heart rate, and then you can see your full history from days to weeks, months, and even years. Wow. You can also open the Fitness app, where you'll now find this new workout tab at the bottom. And once you tap on this, you can choose from a bunch of different workouts, of course. But once you've started a workout, while wearing your AirPods, you can continuously track your heart rate during that exercise. Sweet. And what's so cool is this doesn't just work with both AirPods. If you prefer to use just one, you'll still be able to measure your heart rate. But these aren't even the coolest new features. These next hidden ones might be even better. Okay, so I'm pretty sure all of us have fallen asleep while listening to music or watching videos with our AirPods in. And this feature is specifically for that now. So back inside your AirPods settings, if you scroll way down, you'll find this new option, pause music when falling asleep. Turn this on, because now, next time you go to sleep, your AirPods will automatically turn off any media that's busy playing. Super nifty. And another really cool thing you can do with these AirPods is use them like a tiny microphone. This is also really hidden, but what you do is open your camera, change it to video mode, then swipe down to Control Center, and you see this little green bar over here. Tap on this, and now in here, you can change the mic input from your iPhone to your AirPods. You can also switch between standard or voice isolation, but now, if you record a video, it'll use your AirPods mic instead of your iPhone's. So this is what it sounds like using the iPhone's microphone, which is okay. But with the AirPods, your voice sounds way better, kind of like having a tiny professional mic. And while we're talking about mics, did you know that in your control center, there's this little live listen control? It looks like this. If you turn it on, you can then hear what your iPhone's mic is picking up, but through your AirPods. Meaning, if you turn this on and put your iPhone somewhere, you can listen in on everything happening around it. Sneaky, sneaky. But if you instead want to remove all the noise around you, they're really good at that too. Check this out. Alright, so to turn on active noise cancellation, you just press and hold that left stem, or if you head into the control center, tap the volume icon, and right over here, you can toggle it on too. Now, the noise cancellation on these are already really good, but let me show you even more controls. If you head back into your AirPod settings and change this option to adaptive, now if you scroll down, there's this little spot called personalized volume. Go ahead and toggle that on because this automatically adjusts the audio based on what's happening around you. So if things suddenly get louder, your AirPods will quietly boost the volume for you, and when it calms down, they'll ease it back down again. So sick. And what's really cool is just below that is this adaptive audio setting that lets you adjust or fine-tune exactly how much you want your AirPods to respond to the noise or not. And while we're here, you might as well make sure that conversation awareness is also turned on. Because when this is on, the moment someone comes up to you and you start talking, your AirPods will drop the noise cancellation so you can hear exactly what they're saying. But all of that might drain your battery a bit unless you know some of these tricks. Now the battery on these is actually really good. You get around 8 hours on the AirPods and 24 hours altogether with the case included. So there's a ton of listening time, but if you hear this little sound, then that means you need to put them on charge because the battery is pretty low. And just a good thing to know. Another trick you can do is on your iPhone, if you tap and hold your home screen, then tap Edit and add a widget. In here, look for the battery widgets and make sure to add this second option because what's so nice about this one is as soon as you add one AirPod to the case, boom, you can see all their battery percentages individually, which is just super nifty. But what might possibly be even better than that is going to your lock screen, tap and customize, then hitting this add widget section. Again, look for the battery widgets, but now add 3 of these single battery widgets because if you tap on one of them, turn off this automatic toggle, and now you can choose exactly what device's battery you want displayed. So you can choose the case for one option, the AirPods for your second option, and your phone for the third option. Now, anytime you look at the lock screen, bam, you can quick and easily see where all your battery's at. Or you can just tap and hold to ask Siri, what's my AirPods battery percent?
Your AirPods are at 96%.
Oh, and another quick tip, in case you didn't know, because of these magnets on the back, you can actually charge these wirelessly on a MagSafe charger like this. And what you also might not have known is you can even wirelessly charge them through a case like this. But the trick is finding a case that protects your AirPods without blocking the charging. Which is exactly what these two ESR cases get right. Because if they fall, if you drop them, or even if you throw them, they'll keep your AirPods looking brand spanking new. But they also lock shut by using this sliding mechanism or these super strong magnets, and the actual AirPods won't slip out and go missing. I mean, that's crazy. But the extra MagSafe magnets are the cherry on top for me because, as I mentioned, you can wirelessly charge them with this case on, and the magnets are even stronger when the case is on. There's a ton of different color options to choose from, so I'm pretty sure there's one you'll like. And what's crazy is this ESR case is only like $15. And spending $15 on your $250 AirPods is definitely worth it. But what happens if you lose them? Okay, so if you misplace or lose your AirPods, in the Find My app under Devices, you can see what exactly is missing, so whether it's just the case or one of your buds. And if you tap on the case, for example, you've got 3 options. First up, if they're nearby, you can either play a sound which will ring your case like this. Sweet. Second is the find option, which will literally point you in the right direction as to where your case is, which is always so handy. Or third, depending on how far away they are, you get this directions option, which opens up maps and then straight away leads you to the last place that they connected to your iPhone. What's so cool is this works for the individual AirPods as well. You can just tap find and your iPhone will point you in the right direction. Plus, you can also ring them from here too. But if you never want to lose your AirPods, then make sure you've got on Notify when left behind. Because now, if you ever forget them somewhere, you will instantly get a notification on your phone. Super nifty. Then here's a few extra quick tips you've gotta know. Okay, so did you know that hidden in your iPhone, there's actually free music, and it's hidden in your control center. So all you do is tap to add a new control, then swipe down and see this ambient music. Add any one of these or all of them. There's sleep, chill, productivity, and well-being. But once you've done that in future, if you tap on it, boom, you got some free tunes straight from Apple Music without even needing a subscription. Then remember earlier I said there's one more secret gesture? Well, if you press and hold both the AirPods at the same time, this new gesture turns on Live Translate. You do need to set it up first in your AirPods settings. You scroll all the way down until you find languages, and in here, just download the languages that you would need translated, like French, for example. Now, whenever you press and hold both stems, Live Translate instantly activates, and whatever the other person is saying will straight up be translated into your language.
Wow, that is so cool.
You can even use the Apple Translate app, and in here under Live, you can choose the other person's language, again, like French for example, then choose your language, and if you start translating, whatever you say will be translated into the other language, so the other person knows what you're saying.
Oui, je sais que c'est plutôt cool, n'est-ce pas?
But what is even cooler is if you subscribe, you help us get to 3 million, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!